Salford will go into this game not confident, that's probably the wrong word, but a little bit less fearful than they would have been in previous years. It is at the Etihad Stadium, which it's crazy that I'm sat here having caveats before City plays Salford City, a fourth tier side in the FA Cup. But we've got to be realistic where we are. And I think City are going to have to make changes. Weirdly, I think those changes are going to be negative for Salford because I think they're going to play some academy lads who will still be far too good for Salford and probably actually fix one or two of the issues that City have got right now in terms of pace and physicality in midfield. I expect Nico O'Reilly to play, for example. I know he's nowhere near the polished level of the City's world class players or whatever in midfield. But I do think he's more physical than anything Bernardo, Kovacic, or Gundogan can do right now. And given the fact that he's going to be technically better than Salford and Salford City's midfield, I expect that will actually help City. I think the likes of McAtee will get a start as well. He's earned it recently. A couple of cameos, of course, off the bench as well. Very much currently in Pep's thoughts. He'll get a start. I do wonder if the young striker City signed from West Ham in the summer, Divin Mbama, he's just back from injury, scored a few goals for the City's under 23s. I do wonder if he'll get a go because he's been on the bench recently and Haaland does need a rest. It could be that McAtee plays as a false nine, but I think there'll be an academy lad or two on the bench as well. Simpson Pusey, I think will probably start this game. And I also expect maybe Jacob Wright to be involved. I would love to see Jacob Wright and Nico O'Reilly and McAtee form in midfield. Or, I don't think Guardiola's going to do that. I think Gundogan will start the game because he didn't start the last couple. I think Kyle Walker will start the game for the same reasons. Guardiola has a tendency to go reasonably strong, if he feels like the team need it. I hope he rotates some players. I don't want to see De Bruyne, Haaland, Ake, Akanji, Vardio anywhere near this team. But that requires, of course, the young players to come in. Also, I think Doku and Nunes will probably start as well, given they didn't start the game at the weekend. So yeah, like the game's going to be interesting. I really do hope Pep uses it as a chance to give a few of the young players a run out that they deserve, and the rest for some of the senior players that they deserve at the same time. I don't know if Edison will be back by then. Carson's currently on the bench, of course, but if he is, I'm sure he'll play too as well. It'll be fun. It'll be fun. I expected a City win. I'm not particularly nervous, but I don't think City should take this for granted because if there's ever going to be a big upset and City looks silly at home against a lower league side, it's Salford City as well, with the connections to Man United and all that kind of stuff with their owners. This is a potential banana skin, and City have to take it seriously. Football has this beautiful tendency to write these silly little stories, and City playing Salford right now after everything they've been through, yeah, be sensible and be smart because it's already written itself. The City just have to make sure they don't let that final page get written because it's very obviously set up for a dramatic twist. Having said that, logic dictates that City should win and they should win comfortably, even with a few changes.
Yeah, and how important is the FA Cup, do you think, for Man City? Where does it rank maybe among their priorities? Is this a competition they should be taking seriously and look to win, or should they really be focusing on securing a top four finish in the Premier League and advancing in the Champions League?
I don't think it's important necessarily. It is and it isn't. Like I think a chance to win a third game in a row, it's great because City's standards are in the mud at the moment. I do think City probably want to win it. I don't think they're looking at anything else right now other than the top four. I think City have to finish in the Champions League spots. Having said that, it's only a few games until you're at Wembley. I think silverware, Guardiola has an insatiable hunger for it. We haven't won the FA Cup enough, I would argue, in general, during Guardiola's reign. So I do think City will take it seriously. They do want to win it, and I think Guardiola should use it right now. I don't want him to take it seriously until the last stages of the competition because once again the injuries are too severe. It should be the place where Nico O'Reilly and James McAtee and people like Jacob Wright and Steve Pusey get a start because the players are tired. So I want the City to take it reasonably seriously. By seriously, I mean use it as a way to, freshen the squad a little bit, alleviate some of the risks on players like Haaland. Because if he gets injured, we're screwed. I don't think De Bruyne should be near the pitch either. So yeah, it's not the priority this season, but use it as a tool, I would argue, and see where we're at. But if we get lucky and we get to the quarters or semis.